first of all, hey, Dom, thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on this call. I just want you all to know that Dominique is an awesome leader. And not only that, he's just an awesome guy and an awesome mentor. So I'm going to give you your flowers right now, Dom, because I remember our
Oh, thank you.
conversation 4 years ago and I was starstruck. I was like, who is he? What? You know who you are? And he was so nice and so kind. So I just, my heart, I appreciate you so much.
All love.
Um,
Absolutely.
I, I do vet leads, I do mortgage protection, and I do a little bit of IUL. So I do a mix, but honestly, my heart is with the vets and my heart is with the mortgage protection. Actually,
Okay.
I like mortgage protection. So, and I'll tell you my background on that why. But anyway, vet leads,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, give us the I told how I know you, but how did you find family first? Okay. Give us the 3 4 minute how I found family first, what I was doing, and why I made this
Okay.
transition.
So I did not find family first at all. I wasn't looking. It found me. Ironically, some of you all may know Kendall Clark. He is with FFL Invincible. Kendall Clark is my ex-husband. Yes, I did say that correctly. He's not my brother. He is my ex. We have children together. He's my ex-husband. And ironically, he came to my house one day. He was like, "Hey, I got to talk to you." And I said, "Okay, what's going on?" We have a very good friendship. We're very close to this day, business partners, everything. Um, and he came to my house and he said, "I want to talk to you." And I said, "What's going on?" And he said, "You need to do this." And I was like, "Oh my God, what? What am I doing now? Like what?" And he said, "Life insurance." And I said, "Hmm, life insurance? That's interesting. Why life insurance?" And so he talked to me about the opportunity. And of course, he talked to me about the income. And I was in because, Dom, I don't even know if you know this, but life insurance changed my life. When I was 21 years old, my stepfather was diagnosed with cancer in March. And he died on Father's Day, literally 2 months later. He had two life insurance policies and he had an annuity. And it's because of those life insurance policies and the annuity, my mother was able to stay in her home. I was able to go to college. And
Wow.
then, obviously, a year or so later, I got married. Yeah, a lot of people don't know that story. But when I'm on stage, I'm going to share my story. Okay.
And we're gonna see you on stage in Dallas. I'm 1,000%
Yeah.
sure of that. Okay.
Hey, I'm
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 happy we
gunning
got you
for
first
it.
though.
There
We
we
got you on the
go.
come up. Okay.
Hey. Ironically, though, when I was going through that time in my life, I had a very cool girlfriend in my youth group at church. Her father also passed away the next week. And guess what, guys? He didn't have life insurance. Her mother had to sell the house. They had to move. She was instantly income was gone and she just didn't know what she was going to do. And I hate to say this, but they moved and I have not spoken to her since. I've not seen her since. It really just tore up their family. So I remembered like how good life insurance was and what it can do. And I also remember what not having it could do. And so when he brought me the opportunity, I said, you know what? Protecting families, making sure everybody's good. Yeah, I'm about that. That's me, right? But I also know what it looks like to not have it. And then when he showed me the income, I said, oh, well, then I'm definitely in. And I only want, and here's the funny part, y'all. I only wanted to make 5 grand a month. And he started laughing. He said, are you serious, five? He said, you'll do that in a weekend. And I said, all right, whatever. I'm thinking I was like, he don't know what he's talking about. And sure enough, my first two deposits, I was like, yeah, I don't know. But I like it. So that's how I was introduced to Family First Life.
And what were those, your first, what did your first month look like? What did that look like as in deposits and things like that? Did it meet your expectations, exceed your expectations?
Absolutely. It exceeded my expectations. I remember the first time that I got paid. Again, Kimball called me. He said, check your bank account. I'm like, it's Saturday morning, dude. He said, I don't care. Check your bank account. I was like, okay. So I, set up in the bed. I'm groggy eyed. Check my bank account. I was like, holy, ugh. It's like $1,600 deposited into my account. Now, I know some of y'all are saying, oh, that's it. Let me tell you something. I work for the government, okay? I worked for Department of Commerce, and then I switched to Department of Education. I was a government official. I had a very nice income. And when I saw that deposit, I said, well, hold on. It was not quite my whole check, but almost my check. But last time I recollected, I worked 2 weeks to get that check. Here, I sat in the house for 45 minutes. It don't take rocket science. I'm good at math. So that was it for me.
Perspective, okay, is big. It's big. You said last time I checked, it took 2 weeks to get paid that.
There it is.
Yeah. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that mindset shift, right? If there is one, okay, or what's required to go from W-2 to 100% commission and something that you can get paid every day on a Saturday.
Absolutely.
Like, what was that transition like for you?
Whoa, let me just tell you, for all of you people who are thinking about taking the plunge, one of the things that I teach on my team, we've been going through, I love the affirmations that you do. I'm definitely going to incorporate that, but we've been going through just some heartfelt conversations. And I've been literally speaking all week about avoiding the top four. What is the top four? The top four is doubt, fear, bad habits, and excuses. Doubt, fear, bad habits, and excuses. So we tackle all those four every day, whether you realize it or not. You have fear about something, maybe you doubt something, maybe you got some bad habits. You said you were going to the gym, you ain't been yet, okay? Or you're gonna eat good today and it's gonna start tomorrow, and tomorrow was like 5 years ago, okay? And guess what? For all the three, you're making an excuse as to why you didn't do it. So you got to avoid the top four. And so for me, the transition was, it was tough because I was forced. Okay. I came under the Biden administration where he mandated vaccinations. My personal beliefs, I did not want to partake. So therefore I was separated from the government. So I was forced out. Okay. So I said, now by this time, I was already working FFL part-time. Now, they didn't know that. They won't know their business, but I knew I had my little insurance business, right? And so it was literally like exactly 1 year from when I took my license to when I got separated from the government. And I didn't even realize that I had already done well over six figures, like in 9 months, part-time. So when I look again, I ain't slow on math. I said, well, shoot, if I did this part-time, what can I do full-time? So I was forced. And yes, I had to make it work. I had a junior and a senior in college. I was just divorced. So now I'm a single mom. I'm living on my own for the first time ever. I have my own place for the first time ever. Like are y'all getting the recipe to the cake that I'm making? Like it's a sucky cake, right? Divorce. Now single, I was married for 21 years. Now I lose my great government job with my benefits, and I still got 2 kids in my house with me and a dog. I'm sorry. Whatever bad habits I had to go. Whatever doubt I had to go. Okay. Any fear that I had, my fear was really only fear itself, right? And I took all the excuses off the table and I put my head down. I said, I got to make this work. If I can do this part-time, I know I can do it full-time. I'm just going to shoot my shot, as the kids say. And that's really what I did. So
on the phone, okay, and I love this from where you were, because a lot of people say, well, you got here because of this, or like, no. Where I was, this was not a great place. But sometimes you need to be in those places to make great things happen. Okay. Absolutely. As you're going through, right, you're figuring out your phone approach, right? Like right now, how much are you selling a month right now?
I do anywhere from 30 to 50,000 a month on my own.
30 to 50K. Okay. What is your lead expense to do that? Give me a ballpark.
Yeah, that's crazy that you just asked that because we literally just went through a lead strategy with my team. So right now, okay, beforehand, I was doing about 1,500 a week. I'm bumping it up now. I just bumped it up this month to 2 grand a week because
Okay,
I have an
so
extremely aggressive goal for myself.
okay, so 14, 1500 was getting you 30 to 40, 30, 30 to
Yes.
50. Now with two
Yes.
grand, your goal is what? 60, 70, 50 plus?
75.
75. Okay, this is great.
That's my goal.
Okay, so 75K, that's 8K a month, 75K. Okay, 6K a month, getting you between 30, 40. There we go. All right, I like it. All right. What are we working on the phone? Like when if I'm just getting going with you, right, or you're just starting your telesales, what are some of the most important things that I need to be aware of when I'm calling, let's just say with vet leads? Okay.
Right.
Like I got my first pack of vet leads, maybe it's aged leads, aged or new. Is there a difference when you call them? I'm curious. Okay. How
Yeah,
do you approach
absolutely.
it? Yeah. How do you approach it? What are some best practices with aged and new vet leads? Saying I'm just coming into this thing. I'm not transitioning from another lead type. Just so you know, the audience you're speaking to, there's probably 4 people on here who have been with FFL longer than 6 months.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
This is not everybody. Okay.
Hmm.
This is the new blood that is looking to crush this thing. You with me?
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're not speaking to
I'm
people who you've told
excited.
the same thing 20 times. Okay. Like
Right.
this
Okay.
is their first time hearing any of this.
Okay.
Got it? All right.
Got it. So let me just back up, Dom, because I know that you were doing the math. I want you to understand that for all the newbies, for everybody up here, keep in mind, the more you do it, the better you are. Okay. The more you do it, or you should be better. Let's just put it that way. You should be better. You
Right.
shouldn't be doing the same thing over and over again, getting worse. That's insanity. We don't want that. We want to do repetitive good things. Okay. So I have no doubt that me increasing my lead spend is definitely going to catapult my monthly outcome because I know how to overcome the objections way better than I did 3 years ago. Right. I've learned to master certain things. Um, you have to understand like your leads. So with the vet leads, I love the vet leads. You know why? It's kind of like an a la carte. Okay. You can pretty much get anything. You can get someone who needs final expense. You can get someone who needs an additional term policy. They may have kids or grandchildren they want to protect. So you can get children whole life policies. They may even want to continue to set up for their retirement, depending on how old they are. And you can do an IUL. You literally have your pick of the litter. And I like that. I'm not boxed in. Whereas this is the only thing on my mind is mortgage protection, and that's it. The only thing on my mind is IULs, and that's it, right? So that's number one. Number two, you got to be relatable. I don't care what type of lead you're dialing. Listen, team, because we all one team. You got to be relatable. Okay. So here is my story, Dom. This is how I kind of lead into it, or in the script perspective. I introduce myself, of course. I let them know who I am. I'm a broker. I have other agents that I work very closely with, and I have a whole bunch of carriers. So I'm letting them know a little bit about me. I'm a very personable person. Dom knows this. I'm very personable. So I don't care who they are, where they came from. I'm going to find something that I can relate to them about. So you got to be relatable. And number two, if you can find any way to connect yourself to their service, you need to do that. My story, I have 4 brothers. 3 of them are in the military. Guess what? I'm also an Army brat. Guess what? My grandfather was also in the Army. So I have some relatability. And I share that with the veterans because they're all about country and honor. And if I let them know I'm working for them to help them protect their family, and I understand that honor, it's a match made in heaven. So you have to find that relatability with the veterans. And then, of course, thank them for their service. Care if they've been in 4 years or 24 years. Thank you for your service because you've done something I haven't done, right? You signed your name on the dotted line. You served the country in any shape, form, or capacity. I don't care if they're in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine. I don't care if they're in the Coast Guard. Thank them for their service. But find that relatable segue that relates you to them. Yeah, my cousin served in the military. Or guess what? I live in Virginia Beach, guys. Right down the street is Norfolk Naval Base, one of the biggest Air Force bases, or naval bases on the East Coast. Relatability. So if I'm talking to a client, in Georgia, I say, "Oh, I see you're down in Georgia. Where are you located?" "Oh, I'm here in Virginia Beach. You've heard of Norfolk, right?" "Yeah, I've been there." "I know. We got the biggest naval base here," right? Relatability. So wherever you are and whoever you talk to, find that relatable thing that connects you, because now you're not just another person on the phone. You're a friendly voice and someone who cares that I can relate to and that I understand. Even if it's a sibling, okay? Like I said, I got 4 brothers. 3 of them are in the military. 2 of them are in the Navy. 1 is in the Air Force. I get it. I know what that service life is about. Plus, I was an Army brat, right? If you're doing vet leads and you have absolutely no affiliation to the military, where do you live? See where you live. Look up where you live. Look to see where's the closest whatever near you. Okay? And then think about, hey, I understand, I get it. I appreciate the military for what they do. You have to stroke and feed that ego. You just have to on any call, but especially for our veterans.
Early too, right? Like this is the beginning of the phone
Quick.
call.
Yes.
Yeah. Something to ask you about the beginning of the phone call. All right. And this could be all leads, right? Keeping people on the phone. What I found, and even when I started doing telesales, I'm going to tell you this. I had a huge stack of people. I had so many appointments, Chris. Like I was the best appointment setter you've ever heard of in telesales. Okay. Meaning like I called them thinking that I wanted to one call close, but anything that they took me off of it, I was just quick to book an appointment. I'll call you later. I just had this. So how do we limit those? How do we limit those and have way more one call close presentations attempts versus that quick contact? They give me some BS and I'm trying to chase them. Okay.
So listen, remember my story? Remember how I started, right? Divorce, single mom, back up against the wall. Like, I got to make this thing work. Yep. I don't have time to be chasing appointments. So my mindset is when I talk to you, let's say it's just you, Dom, and I'm talking to you and I'm saying, "Hey, Dom, listen, I'm calling in reference to the request that you submitted. It's very important that I get this information. We go over this today because your life depends on it." I didn't say I depend on it. Your life depends on it. I'm calling in reference to the response that you requested. I have to make sure I fulfill this request. "Oh, no, I'm busy. Oh, I have an appointment." Okay, I totally understand. Hey, I'm working too. I'm busy too. Let's go ahead and schedule a time. But listen, I always like to verify what I have from them. This solidifies that I'm not just pulling a name out of a box and I just call them randomly. Okay. So I quickly ask them, "Hey, Dom, I understand that you're at work, or I understand that you're busy, you have something else to do. I just want to verify real quick that I have your right information. So that when we have our follow-up call, that's the last, I don't have to worry about this anymore." Okay. "Is this, and I'll give them what I have. Is this your email address?" "Okay, great. I have your date of birth." "Okay, great. Now listen, I understand that you were looking for about $25,000 to $50,000 worth of additional coverage. Do you already have coverage, or are you trying to get something in general? Because I just want to know exactly what to prepare for." "Oh, I already have coverage. I want to add something." Or, "I don't have coverage at all." I love it when they don't have coverage at all. Because if they don't have coverage at all, I'm saying to myself, "Hey, honestly, like, I know you can give me 15 quick minutes, right? And then you don't have to worry about that anymore. Because we want to go ahead on and get this taken care of now because you don't have anything. And I want to make sure that I do my job and I want to do it well for you because I'm your person." So again, I am being very insistent, persistent, and consistent with all the stints. Okay. I'm letting them know exactly why I'm here, what I'm calling about, and I'm answering their requests. I'm reminding them that you called me, right? I'm just calling you back. That's kind of how I take it. You requested this from me. I'm just calling you back. You wanted this from me. I'm following up. So appointments, that's always very tricky because some people they truly are busy, or they really do have other things going on, and I get it. I never played basketball a day in my life except for in rec. But I understand the box in feature, right? Or box out feature, whatever one. I'm a football girl. Sorry. Okay. But I understand that very well. So that's the reason why I make sure I verify everything that I have. And then I'm saying, listen, it is very important 24 to 48 hours to fulfill this request. So are you available tomorrow or the next day? Because that's about as far out as I can go. And if they say, okay, yeah, tomorrow be great. Perfect. Morning or afternoon? Morning. I have a 10 and I have a 11:30. Which one works best for you? 11:30. Great. So tomorrow, what time did we say again? 11:30. Perfect. I got you locked in. I'm going to send a confirmation email. I know I have your right email address, so you'll be sure to get that information from me. And I look forward to speaking to you tomorrow at 11:30. Like I teach this to my team all the time. You can't make a person pick up the phone. You just can't. But if you at least do your due diligence and have some ownership and have them own a piece of it, it's something about that accountability piece that we feel obligated to make sure that either I show up or I text you back or I let you know what's going on. It's just something about it. But if I never ever make you own it, guess what? You're not owning whatever. This is another phone call. I forgot about it by the time I hit click, it's over. I forgot. But I make you repeat my time, right? I'm giving you ownership and knowing that I have all of your right information and you verified it. And I also let you know, hey, I'm busy. I've got to fulfill this within a certain period of time, or else you and I are both going to be in trouble. And I know you don't want me in trouble. I know you don't know me, but you don't want that heavy. Nobody wants to be the heavy. We don't want to go out too far because people forget. Oh, I'm not good until next week. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know what next week holds, and next week is not promised. I have 24 to 48 hours to try to get this information to you. Is there any time that you can squeeze in for me? Because your family is very important to me, as I know it is for you. And if you box them in, guys, you will be surprised how people will own it and they will show up. I have literally had clients call me and they said, oh, you made me make sure that I was going to be here. You verify my stuff. I ain't want to not show up and have you fuss at me. No, I ain't going to fuss at you. I'm very intentional about making sure that I do this for your family because this is what it did for my family.
I love the way you answered that. And I hope everybody can really get that to your heart, is that you're selling yourself. You haven't said one thing about, I'm going to get you the best rate. I'm going to do this. A lot of our comebacks, you guys, to stupid stuff that they say, we say these run-of-the-mill little sales things that trigger them to actually say no more. Okay? Versus, you notice she hasn't said anything about insurance. It's all been protection for the family and what I need to do my job. Okay? Like, make it to where it's not really you trying to. So what I'm hearing is she's not trying to sell them. She's letting them know that I just have a job to do and she needs their help to do the job. You know what I mean? Like, I got to do a job. This is my job. I understand you. Yeah, I know, but I got 24, 48 hours to do this. So you going to don't get me in trouble. I remember Sean used to have me say hey, dude, tell him that you're going to get fired if you don't do the appointment. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, dude, just tell him you're going to lose your job. And tell him hey, dude, nobody wants to be a part of, you see how high the unemployment rate is right now. Who wants to add to that? So dude, people aren't that mean. He told me, he goes, dude, they're not that mean. You got to position yourself like you're important. And are you guys hearing this from her? If you were her consumer, would you have any doubt that, dude, she's going to give everything in her power to help me out? And it's not coming from a place of she needs the money. It's coming from a place of you need the insurance. Everybody doesn't have that story, Crystal. Everybody doesn't have that my family was saved by insurance and I saw the opposite of it. How have you helped people believe more in what they're selling who haven't had anything like that happen? Does that make sense? What's the...
Absolutely. Yeah. I know I'm the kind of the anomaly here. But you know what? It's not about us anyway. It's about the client. My story is just the cherry. It's whipped cream. It's sprinkles. All right. They don't care about my story. They won't there. And they're not there now. But they care about their story. They care about their experiences. So we asked the famous question, what made you fill out the request? What makes you want to you have insurance? What makes you want to have additional? What's going on? Talk to me. Right. And this is what I like to call having a sit back conversation. I like to sit back and I'm saying, hey, talk to me. What made you fill out this request? What prompted you to give me your name, your email, your date of birth, and have a stranger call you to help you? What's going on?
Yes.
What's going on? Because something's going on. Here's what I know. Don't need no shoes. She's not going to look for it. If Krista don't need a shirt, she's not going to look for it. If Krista don't need no food, she's not going to the grocery store. I'm not going to look for it. If a person doesn't need insurance, they're not going to look for it. There's a reason. We have to understand the why. You know what, Dom? I think that's something we minimize in this business. We don't think about the why. We're too busy trying to sell ourselves. It ain't about us. It's about your client. If I could get all of you, I don't know how many people are on, but if I can get everybody to understand that it's not about you, it's about your client, man, we all will win at this thing. So you ask those questions, talk to them, listen. Don't have what we call commission breath. It's not about the time frame. It's not about the next appointment. You're in the appointment right now. You're in it right now. That next person I promise you they'll wait. They'll be fine. Send them a text. I got the CRM. Hey, I'm running just a little behind. Give me about 20 minutes. I'm helping a family. People listen, the world ain't that bad. As Jim Rohn said, there are only about 3 or 4 bad people and they just rotate a lot. Like the world is really not that bad. We just choose to see it. Again, it's an excuse and we got to eliminate that. That's 1 to 4. We got to eliminate that. So if you talk to your client and you say, hey, I think it's Genevieve. Hey, Genevieve, what was the reason for your request? I want to make sure that I get you the right coverage that's going to protect you and your family. So tell me a little bit about what's going on, and Genevieve is going to say, girl, you don't even understand. My family is fighting like cats and dogs. My mother, she didn't have a will. She didn't have no insurance. We're all broke up. Like, it's just a lot, right? You know what, Genevieve? I get it. We don't want to keep this thing going. We don't. I'm going to help you. We're going to stop that today. We're going to change the trajectory of your family today. Can you help me do that for you, Genevieve? Absolutely. All right, girl, let's go into it. Let's get into it because I don't want that for you. And I also, I'm a heartstrings person, so you ain't trying to mess with me. Because I'll be the first to say, hey, there's a reason why I was supposed to talk to you today. There's a reason why I'm the one that got your request today. I'm the person that's supposed to help you. And guess what? You have the luxury of having me for the rest of your life because I'm your agent. Look at that. Yeah, so it's gratitude, it's appreciation, but I ain't make it about me. It's about them. Agents, it ain't about you. It's not. It's about them. It's only about you when you get the commission and you'll be happy. And they don't care about that. They want to protect their family, but you got to get to the why.
What have you historically seen the reason why folks don't get information, whether it be social, banking, and things like that? I know there's ways to overcome it, get it once you get there, but why do you believe people get those more than others?
They're not building a relationship or rapport. They've not built trust. If I don't sound sincere, tonality is everything. What you also don't know is I have a customer service background. I manage call centers. So we taught tonality. We taught word tracks, right? Certain words you say are offensive, more offensive than other words, but if you replace it, it's not as offensive, So you have to understand those word tracks. And I think that a lot of agents, because they are not, let's just face it, and I'm going to keep it 100. My children are now 23 and 25 years old. Thank you, God. I'm super proud of them. Y'all know they were born with the cell phone in their hand, right? Y'all know that, right? Like anybody up here who under 35, y'all were born with the cell phone in your hand. Okay. Technology is your friend. You were born with it on your hip. You high-fived the doctor, said, don't slap me, and walked on out the hospital. That's what you did. Because technology is so simple for us now. But let me tell you the cons of technology. Technology has allowed us to not have conversation. We text. We don't even say full sentences. We give acronyms and emojis. Y'all tracking me? So we have to learn to bring the communication back. Some of y'all not communicating. You're not talking to your clients. You're speaking or you're adding at them. It needs to be conversational. You don't need to be the one talking the whole time. If you find yourself, let me tell you, I want y'all to do the exercise this week. If you find yourself in a conversation where you think it's a conversation with the client and you're the one doing you're the one doing all the talking and all they're saying is, you got a problem. That's called a red flag. I ask my client questions. So, how much are we looking for to cover? You already have this policy. Is it a federal, is it VEGLI or FEGLI? Like, how much coverage do you have with the VA? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like asking all these questions, right? Because I want them to talk back to me, because if they talk to me, they're listening. Another key thing that you have to do is say the client's name. Say their name. You want to get somebody's attention? Say their name. Sean, I see you. Matthew, what's going on, Luke? Hey, Susan. Hey, Bryce. I don't care what they were doing. They looked up because I said the names. It's an attention getter. So if you're talking this whole time, there are many, say the client's name, Mr., Miss, first name, last name, whatever. I say it when I ask the medical questions. I say it at the beginning. I say it while we're going through the policy and the features. I say it when I'm asking about their day. And I say it at the end. I mean, I say their name at least 6 or 7 times throughout the conversation because I want to make sure that I have their full attention. If you are stumped at a social, if you are stumped at bank information, you failed somewhere in building rapport and trust. You failed. I have had, this is my favorite, and I don't have enough fingers and toes to tell you how many times this has happened. You know what? I don't even give out my information like this, but I'm gonna give it to you. Here it is. Because I did what? I built up rapport and confidence and trust. And they feel like, you know what? Yeah, she's the person I need to talk to. And they just they make it a point because it's in their psyche that they know they don't really, this goes against everything that they want to do. But because I've done such a good job at talking with them and being relatable, they only give it to me as a disclaimer, but they still give it to me.
This is huge.
Eskimo don't want me because I'm gonna sell him some snow and he gonna like it. And that's the way you have to come in. You have to come in knowing that you are that person, that agent, you are the expert and you're good. I don't care if you're day 1 or day 101. You're the one that took the test and they called you. And you're the one that's answering the SOS. You're answering the call. So believe that you're the savior. Save them. It's okay. I hereby release all of you from fear and anxiety. Okay. You are okay. You passed the test. Congratulations. You made it. You're one of us now. You're one of us. Oh, wrong side. You're one of us now. Okay. You're good. You're good. It's all right. Get over the fear and the doubt. You got it. I think that we're in our own way. But if you have to be relatable. You have to have that conversation. My puppy agrees.
I could keep going on with questions. I want to open it up to anybody. If you guys have questions about anything that you're working on or anything specifically, building a team, anything, I mean, it's, I want to open it up. And if you want to put them in the chat, you put them in the chat or unmute yourself and ask. Well,
what do you think your biggest hurdle was getting in between 30 and 50K consistently.
Boy, you ask me that question, you're not gonna like my answer.
Yourself? What?
The biggest hurdle was me. Like, to thy own self be true, right? I was not consistent in my lead spend. And that's the quick answer. I was not consistent. If you really want to have success, team, you have to be consistent in your lead spend. I literally did a training with my team this morning on how to buy your leads and what leads to buy if you're trying to hit certain levels, because figured it out. Clutch. You can bring me back, Dom. I can train your team. Okay. But yeah, you have it was my lead spend. In the beginning, what I didn't tell you is that I was only doing like 250, 300, $400 a week on leads. And okay, great. I was doing 15, 20,000 a month. That was fine. Like, I wasn't hurting, but I wasn't where I wanted to be. I knew I was capable of so much more. And when you really wake up and you realize, wait a minute, I'll be honest with you. What's going to happen is you're going to look at somebody and you're going to be like, there is no way they're doing that. I'm way sharper than them. That's when it really hits you. And that's when it hit me. I said, hold on. No, I think y'all need to see me. I think I need to be seen. I think I was sat in the background a little bit too long and I've been playing with this thing. So I sat down with Kendall. We went through a little strategy and I said, all right, the famous deep breath. Oh God. All right. I'm gonna take the plunge, right? I eliminated the excuses, got rid of the bad habits, removed my doubt, and I executed. And I increased my lead spend. And I did that back in October. I did 35,000 in October. What's crazy is that November and December I did the same. And then January, it just everything came together. I mean, I'm talking, I was overcoming objections better. I upped my lead spend. I was extremely consistent and I did 53K and I was like, oh yeah, it's on now. And it's been just a game changer for me. So honestly, that was the big difference was my lead spend. If you stay consistent, like I said, the skill set will come. And you have to be honest with yourself. Dialing on Zoom, allowing yourself to be coached by your mentor, asking questions, having a quick 15-minute level set. You don't need a half an hour one-on-ones. No, you need 15 minutes to get to the root of what it is, in, out. Let's get back on the phones and let's make it happen. I'm kind of a boots on the ground type of person. I'm going to talk to you for about a strong 10, 12 minutes. And then I'm going to say, okay, let's go ahead on dial right now on the phone. Let me hear you. Because we can talk all day long, like this is good, but I don't really know what you're going to do unless you do it. So that was the biggest difference for me.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So I've got go ahead.
Hey.
You got it, Luke.
Hey, I just have a quick question. I'm part-time and so what I figured is I'd rather spend more on better leads and get through them quicker, if that makes sense, just because
Absolutely.
I don't have, 50 hours a week. So my question is when I order the leads, I have 3 to 4 days where I can really hit them. Does it matter? And obviously it's not an excuse because if you do what you got to do with what you got the time with, right? But Is it better if a lead comes in to dial it sooner, or should I just would it make sense for me to strategize where if I've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday to order them on Friday, because I ordered them on Monday and that was my mistake. And then I was like, well, I can't get to these till Friday. So I didn't know if it makes a difference. And again, no excuses because I've had great luck with Bryce was kind enough to send me some old leads that I got some great work done and some learning with, and people picked up too. So it's not an excuse, but I don't know if it was better to hit the leads sooner or if it doesn't really matter to you.
Yeah, no, it absolutely matters. I believe in strategy. I believe in planning and adhering to a calendar and a schedule. I live by my calendar. I live by my schedule. Luke, I'll be honest with you. If you were my agent, I would definitely say, hey, if you're only it sounds to me like you're a weekend warrior, right? You're only working the weekends. Right. I'm going to tell you, you need to buy your leads on Thursday.
Okay.
Buy your leads on Thursday. They're gonna come in Friday and Saturday. Friday and Saturday, you need to kill it. I need to see full execution. I need to see you slay. And if anything trickles, or if you have additional time throughout the week, then go back and circle back and call the ones you missed. But yeah, I like fresh leads. Be honest with you. Care if they're real time or age. When they come to me, they fresh. I ain't never talked to them before, so it's fresh.
Right.
Okay, that's just my thought process. So I treat every single lead, where it's real time or age, I treat it as a new lead. And when I talk to them, I don't. You know what? I'm sorry. I just had like a major flashback. I think one of the worst things that agents do when they dial age leads, and they say, "Oh, I know you submitted this request 2 or 3 months ago."
Oh no.
Don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
literally, I'm saying, hey, listen, I'm so happy that I finally, it's taken me a while to get in touch with you. You know, I finally got you on the phone. I'm your agent. I've been trying to get in touch with you. Which one sound better?
Right. Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. So it doesn't matter because they're new to me and I haven't spoken to them. So look at your schedule, team. You know, definitely you want to be strategic. And because when you get those leads, I'm going to tell you, you want to dial them as soon as possible. Because time is of the essence. I don't know what's going on with their family. I don't know what they have going on. But I know one thing, when I talk to them, I'm going to find out because they submitted a request. So whenever it is, or whenever I talk to them, it's important right then and there, no matter what.
Awesome. Yeah, I think there was someone on here, they got a lead at like 10 or midnight or something, and they called them up right there and they closed it. And I don't forget who it was. It was in the WhatsApp, but I was like, wow. And you're right. They were like, when it's on their mind, I'm calling them up. So, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. And I'm not even going to lie. Crystal going to be asleep at midnight. So I'll catch you at 8 o'clock in the morning. I ain't gonna lie, like sister be tired, but you know,
I'll call them.
But if that's you, then I'm mad at you. Because here's my thing, and this is another thing to dispel the fear and the doubt. Okay, if you call them, you pick up the phone, solve
that. Right.
Hello. Okay, that's it. We good. I'm glad we're in agreement, right? So you picked up the phone. You know, why you calling me at 11 o'clock? You literally were online and you submitted the request. Man, I thought it was urgent. I felt compelled to call you because it's 11 o'clock and you just submitted this request. So I think we need to get to this right now.
Right.
So you can sleep better. Apparently you can't sleep right now.
It's not like you're doing anything anyway. Let's get it done.
Clearly you're not. Look at
right.
Clearly you're not. Good question though.
Yeah.
And listen, I know you're not making excuses. Everybody's not full-time. Some people are part-time. I was part-time, right? I worked in the evenings and I worked on weekends my first year and a half when I got started. Okay. So Luke, no, you're not making excuses. The only time it's an excuse is when you have the time to work the lead and you don't. Right. That's when it's an excuse. So if you were my agent and I found out you were off on Wednesday and nobody had any games, you didn't have anywhere to be to, you didn't have to help your mom, and you had the total autonomy to like dial some stuff, especially if I gave you leads or if I've coached you and developed you, and we've had these great conversations of all of your goals and the things that you said you wanted to do, and I found out that we don't have a conversation. Because I'm going to be like, Luke, what we doing? Like, you said you wanted to do 20 grand this month, bro. Seriously. Like, I want to help you do it, but you literally wasted 24 hours on me. What's going on? Treat you like the client. What's going on? Talk to me. Like, I need to understand so that I can help you meet in the middle and we can figure this thing out. And then you know what I'm going to do? At the end of everything, I'm getting a commitment. Just like I get the commitment from my client, I'm getting the commitment from my agent. My agents know I'm getting a commitment. Like, we're going to work this thing, because one thing I know about people, if you get buy-in, you're good. It has to be some sort of an agreement for you to be good. We're on the same page. Hey Dom, you understand the policy and what I said to you? All right, you have my phone number plugged into your phone. Okay, great. If any other agent calls you, you tell them you're okay. Crystal, the rock star super agent, is my person, so I don't have to worry about anything else. Now you know that Betty is also going to be the beneficiary. I have her information too. Does she have me locked in her phone? Yep. Okay, great. I just want to make sure. Did you get my text message? Okay, wonderful. Now listen, if you need anything, I'm here for you. And I am going to call you next week to make sure you got your policy. Okay, Dom? Yep, I got it, Miss Crystal. Okay, wonderful. Buy-in. We gotta get the buy-in. We too frolicky with our business. There's too many agents out here for that. So if you're gonna commit to your schedule, Luke, commit to the schedule, commit to the time, brother. And I know that you're gonna rock it out. If you truly dedicate to those weekends, you will work it out and you'll make it work. And as a matter of fact, I feel that if you are truly convicted and you do have time during the week, I'm gonna be in your psyche so bad that when that Wednesday or Thursday come and you got some time, you're gonna be like, Lord, let me go ahead on and call so I can give Crystal a good report and she can feel proud of me. We
Yeah.
all want education in some sort of way, right? So yeah, buy your leads Wednesday, Thursday. That way they can grip and rev in. I don't know how many states you're licensed in, but if you have like 5 or 10 states, yeah, buy those leads at least 24 hours early because it's going to take a while for them all to fill. And then boom, let it rip.
They came in quick. I was like, oh snap, whoa.
Good.
But it's
Good.
good. I mean, hey, better some leads than none, right? Better than taking forever.
Absolutely.
So
And
it's
then
good.
now that you have it and you do it week after week, then guess what? Your pipeline's always full, and that's what you want.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, I wish you the best, man.
Thank you.
I got a question for you, Christelle.
Yeah.
Cristalis. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask, I think you answered some of the questions I was going to ask because I was going to ask, how do you keep your team motivated? But I'm fired up just with you talking and doing all your stuff. So that's good. But how do you keep them motivated? What do you do? Is it on a daily basis, weekly basis? I mean, I like all the, the doubt, the fear, the bad habits, excuses. I've had them and I'm trying to get rid of them. And that's good. I'm glad that I wrote them down so that way they're gone. But how do you keep your team all the time moving?
Hey, listen, I think I'm the Energizer Bunny. I don't know, but we do morning motivations every morning on our team. I'm on the East Coast, so it's at 8 o'clock from 8 to 9. We do a morning motivation. We also do a book of the month. So twice a week, we'll listen to a few chapters from the book of the month and we'll discuss it. Also, Kendall and I do a lot of things for our team in general. We do incentives. We have closeout weeks. We have challenge days. I have a power dial hour. Like everybody jump on Zoom right now from 11 to 1 o'clock. We're doing a power lunch dial hour. Okay. And whoever get the most apps gets, $100. Boom. Let's go. Who gonna kill it today? Like, we also have a WhatsApp that we encourage and give attaboys to team members that get apps throughout the day. And then I'm like a motivational quote person. So if I see something crazy, I'll drop that in the chat too. So for me, energy is real. Energy is everything. I do believe that sometimes people feed off of energy so much and they just want to be energy, and then like don't want to put in the work. So I believe one-on-ones are very important as well. So for example, Jason, motivation fades. It only lasts for a certain period of time. Okay. So that's why you have to kind of trick the system. How do you trick the system? Do a power dial, but instead of it being at lunch, do it at 8 o'clock at night. Once a week, once a month. Like you got to do different stuff. Nobody likes the same stuff all the time. That's boring. You got to switch it up a little bit. So that's what we do. That's what I do. And I think I'm just like a hype person anyway. And no, I was never a cheerleader, but I'm just a really big team player and I believe in team. So for me, anything that I can do to help the team, I'm gonna do it. And I believe one-on-ones are very important. So sometimes when you see that person that's not producing and they got the potential to do it, you need to pull them aside. Hey, listen, let me talk to you for a quick 10 minutes. What's going on? How's it going? Okay, listen, are you struggling in this? Because 9 times out of 10, they're probably struggling in something. I think the problem is that some of us recruit at such a high level, or we're just trying to get our own stuff together that we don't pay attention to the little things. You have to pay attention to that red light or that squeaky wheel, because that could be your rock star right there sitting. And if you don't pay attention to it, they're going to move on somewhere else. So definitely, do your best to kind of pay attention, look at the signs, and just and address it. Don't be afraid to address it. I am not afraid to have hard conversations, nor am I afraid to be given a hard conversation, because I get coached and mentored too. I talk to Mike, I talk to Frank, I talk to Kendall, I talk to Jamie. Like, I'm not shy, but I'm also not afraid to be coached. And we all need to be coached, right?
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. You know what? I call Dom every now and again to put me straight, right, Dom? He knows I do.
Like, he goes, "Hey, dude." I said, "What's up, dude?" Nothing, man. I'm just calling because I just got to get my shit right.
Yeah.
So, like, you know what I mean? I'm like, all right, what you need, man? I just I just don't know, man. I know where I'm at, but where I want to be. You know what I mean? And I'm like, cool, dude. Let's talk about it. Let's figure it out. And it's typically not a huge game plan per se, more of just let's filter out some of these doubt, fear, bad habits, and excuses that we may be giving ourselves for why we are where we are.
Yeah.
Makes sense? And that's really the clarity that kind of comes out of it, is like, oh, you already kind of knew that, but it's cool to have people that you can share some of that with. You know what I mean?
That's it.
So this is 100%, Jason, 100%.
Yeah, I just got to hear it sometimes.
I think, Jason, if you're the one already, if you're reaching out because you want to be better, you already winning. You're already ahead
of the game.
You're ahead. Because that's what I do, and that's what I did. I reached out to Frank and Mike No, I'll take that back. I'm sorry. I reached out to Jamie. I'll never forget this. It was like right before Halloween. I said, Jamie, I said, I need you to talk to me, sis. Like, I'm frustrated. She let me vent. So sometimes we have to allow that room too, right? For agents to get it out. They got to get it out, right? So I said, listen, I'm frustrated. Like, I know I'm too good for this. I need your help. Like, what do I need to do? Help me figure this out. And we had a conversation. And that was the switch. But guess what? She didn't call me. I called her. So when you when you have an agent, or you're that agent that you care enough, I'm gonna pay attention to that agent. They're gonna get my undivided attention.
Facts.
Because they care, and I'm gonna care right along with them. So good job, Jason. That's what's up.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think we got time for one more. And thank you again, Crystal, for your time.
You are welcome. Somebody in the chat asked me. This is going to be a replay.
Oh, with the lead. Yeah, Claudio.
Yeah, so $2,000 in lead up. So here's what I do, and this is what I taught this morning to my team. I'll do a mix. So I buy the real-time leads. I do like a 40 or 50 pack every week on the reoccurring, okay? And then what happens is, first of all, I'm licensed in like 27 states. So I get my leads. I don't put all 27 up there. Let me be clear. I'll put like 10 or 12 of them up there that I really like, states that I really like. And so that's what I have in my reoccurring. I get my leads, either I get them on Tuesday or Friday. This is just me. Because I like Tuesday to keep me through the week, Friday to keep me through the weekend. Okay. So that's like my little system. So you can rotate it however you want. But what I found is that I like buying real-time veteran leads. And then I would get like other leads, age leads, as what I call fillers. Right. So I'm not spending so much money buying 2 campaigns of real-time leads. I'm buying 1 campaign of real-time leads that I like, which I like the veteran leads. And then I'll buy like maybe some age mortgage protections, or I'll buy some age IULs whenever the availability is there. And I call those on those off days because, you get that sheet right away, right? And so I can call them, I dial them. So I got my fresh ones coming in, and then I go back and do my age ones. And I never, as a matter of fact, I got too many leads now. I never have a lead shortage, and I'm always selling out of one of those buckets. Like it never, and I'm a tracker too. So I got my campaigns. I know what leads sold for every campaign. Like I watch it, and I average about 6 to 8 leads sold per campaign. So I'm tracking, I'm looking, I'm like, okay, if I can get it to 10, man, I'm Gucci, I'm gravy. And I have competition with myself. Like if I only do sell 5 in a campaign, I'm like, Crystal, what the heck are you doing, yo? Like, what's up, girl? You know you got this. You better go get your other 3. All right, let's go. It's game time. Put my headset on. I tell my team, yo, my head down today. If y'all got a question, go ask Kendall. I got work to do. I put my team knows when my headset is on, she out. She out of office or she in office, whatever you want to call it. I let it rip, yo. And that's it. And then I come up air when I post my sale. And that's how it goes. So sometimes you got to compete with yourself, right? Because you got to eliminate what? The doubt. You got to take the excuses off the table, get rid of the fear. And then that creates a really good habit. You turn that bad habit into a good habit. So that's what I do. I compete with myself, throw little incentives out for the team when I'm really feeling myself. I'll be like, who's going to beat me today? What's going on? Let's do this. You know, and it ain't cocky. I'm not being cocky. They're going to get some sales, right? So that's what it's all about. So we keep it fun. We keep it light, but we keep it open and sincere as well. So I hope that helps.
Hey, you know what? It
I know
sounds
y'all
fun
think
and
I'm
light, but
crazy.
it's also no doubt that this is a serious business for you and your family and what you're doing. So although the things may be funny and laugh but we're there's nothing funny about being broke. Makes sense? There's nothing enjoyable about just being on the team and feeling good, and then you look at your bank account, you ain't got no damn money in it. Okay? This place at Family First Life is a place that you can feel good and then look in your bank account and see that they mirror each other. I worked at a place to where I felt good and I looked in the bank and I was like, why does it not look like how I feel? You know what I mean? Like, what is going on? This is the place that you can do that. So thank you so much, Crystal. Again, if I can help you, your team with anything, give me a shout at any time. It could be 8 a.m. It's 5 a.m. here. I'm on it. Okay? Just let me know because this right here is going to change a lot of people's lives. Okay? All right. Hey, you guys
Thank you
put
for
100
having me.
or a heart in the chat if this
Thank
helps
you,
you
Crystal.
today.
It's so good.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you
Thank you.
guys. I look forward to seeing you all very soon in person. So thank you. Thank you, Don,
Right
for
on.
having me. You know you're my boo.
Man,
Appreciate
you my girl. Right on. All right. Next millionaire. Let's rock it. Thank you guys. All right. Let's have a big weekend. Be on New Agent Training tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern, and let's rock out. Have a big weekend. Everybody is home. Later, guys.